What's up, guys? I'm Kate with TypeMatch, and today I'm making a video about ENTJs, just what I have personally noticed about them and what I appreciate about them, because I've been lucky enough to have known 3 ENTJs in my life, and 2 of them I've been decently close with. I'm going to say decently because I think it's hard to get very close to an ENTJ, so I think that we're close as far as we can be at this point, but I think that it's hard to get to know them on an intimate level because ENTJs are very guarded with their values. So until they start sharing that with you, sharing their FI with you, you really haven't unlocked them completely yet. So are you really close if they're not giving you everything? I've noticed that ENTJs are, like a lot of people, like many types, they're very open, seemingly open, yet super secretive when it comes to things that you're like, why won't you share this? This is a normal thing to share, but for them, it's because it's connected with their values. So if they're not telling you something, it's because it is connected with their FI. But although ENTJs are guarded in this way, I think they have the reputation of being cold, but I have not seen that to be the truth at all, that they don't come off to me as cold. They can be harsh when they are telling you facts, but for me, I like that. But they also, when you're just having conversations with them, they're very warm people. They're just kind of slow to reveal themselves. And if you're getting in the way of their productivity or stomping on their values, they're going to let you know. And it doesn't mean that they're rude either. So it's yeah, it's just, it takes a while to sort of unlock and discover the true and full ENTJ. I do think that they are quite complex, but all people are more complex than we initially give them credit for. But I think I find ENTJs to be especially complex and fascinating. Um, I've noticed that all 3 ENTJs I've known have had a similar energy about them, which is that they're present, they're not withdrawn, but they're not completely available to you either. If you I'm trying to find ways to describe it, but it's difficult. Their energy, it's powerful, but it's preserved like a resting lion. And their manner is very controlled and deliberate. It looks like every movement they make, the way they sit, every aspect like of them physically looks intentional, almost like it's been practiced, but also not stiff either, not unnatural. So ENTJs are all about the long game when it comes to business, of course, but also in relationships. It's interesting that ENTJs aren't the most traditional of types, but all 3 I've known have had pretty traditional views when it comes to relationships, marriage, and what they want out of a partner and what they want their role and their partner's role to be. So they really look for people that they value and can see a future with, people that they see are growing in their lives, and that they'll want to be friends with way down the line. They're looking at who you are becoming instead of who you just are at the moment, because they're looking at who they are becoming and will who they become like the person that you will become, sort of a deal. It's all looking down the line. And as such, because they're looking at like who you are becoming, the ENTJs that I've had in my life and have in my life make predictions about me and my life for me, which I really appreciate because it's almost like I can outsource my NI to them at times, and that very much calms me, especially like if it's a good prediction. But it's not like they're fortune tellers. They're just like reading, like, okay, I see this is the direction that you're going. And I'm like, oh, really? And their predictions for me, have been correct. An ENTJ, oh, let's see, it was 3 years ago, predicted that I would meet my boyfriend. And he didn't just throw out a general prediction of, you're going to have a boyfriend. It was specific and it was correct. And I'm not going to tell you what it was because that's revealing like too much personal information there. But, you know, um, they have taught me to use that as well to like develop practices to connect with my own like sense of where I'm going in the future, and help me visualize that for myself. Now, something about that though is that I find that ability of theirs so fascinating that I can become addicted to it and a bit dependent on it, which I think that they don't like or enjoy. They don't want people to be dependent on them. They want to help you grow and for you to be able to do it on your own. Fun fact, all three that I've known live abroad. I think that maybe that's a common theme for ENTJs, but also perhaps ENTs in general to like to do that. The ones that I've known have had an incredible understanding of politics, of history, religion, culture, and connecting it all together to look at like where we are going for the future. And I just find conversation with them positively fascinating and so engaging, even though it's at the same time very tiring. It's exhausting in all of the best ways, I it's also, I find that conversation that I have with ENTJs is usually quite serious. It's not they you know they like to be playful, but it's like I don't know, they don't bring out the playful side of me, so it just doesn't really work so well. Like I am very playful. I love to like make a lot of jokes and stuff, but when I'm with an ENTJ, I just don't. It's like that side of me, just doesn't come out for them, and I'm not really sure why, but I'm trying to observe the effects that we have on each other, and just try to get down to understanding that type more. So I guess this is my ENTJ appreciation video. So if you liked this and you want to meet an ENTJ, check out the TypeMatch app. You can find friends and relationships on it, and it's available on iOS and Android.